In the opening scene of the film, a king chasing a dragon enters its cave with his soldiers. While going to the cave, the king was watching something carefully, during which the dragon attacks them with fire and kills all the king's soldiers one by one. The king had no choice but to beg for his life from the dragon. The scene ends here, and we are shown another kingdom after centuries. This kingdom is quite poor, and the citizens here are dying of hunger. Elodie, the main character of this movie, is the princess of this kingdom. There is a marriage proposal for her from a prince of a very big kingdom, with which her dad was very happy because he feels that if Elodie's marriage is fixed, the situation of his kingdom will change. Elodie agreed to this marriage, even unwillingly, to change the situation of her kingdom. In the process of her marriage, they leave for another kingdom. When coming close to this island, they saw some dragons in the sea storm. Nevertheless, they reached the palace. Elodie liked this palace very much. It was much bigger than her own. A royal servant welcomed them to the palace, and they were shown to their rooms to rest. At night, when she was standing on the balcony and looking outside, she saw fire in the distant mountains. The next morning, the queen tells Elodie's dad, "I agree to this relationship, and we will get them married tomorrow. I want to talk to you a little about this." After this, the prince and Elodie go to talk to each other. Elodie asks the prince if he is being forced into this marriage. The prince says, "No, not at all. I found you very beautiful." While talking, they reach a hill, and Elodie tells the prince, "Yesterday, I saw fire in the mountains on the other side." The prince says, "Yes, those mountains are very important. In a cave inside them, we have some old rituals, which will be held after our marriage, and we will go there on the wedding day." In the next scene, we see that Elodie's dad was very upset since he met the queen. When Elodie's mom asks him about his worries and he doesn't tell her anything, she decides to talk to the queen. However, the queen is very proud and does not talk to Elodie's mom, saying that she has come from a small kingdom. She comes to her two daughters and tells them, "I think something bad is going to happen." During the conversation, Elodie's dad also comes here, who takes her mom away from there while talking to her. It was clear that he also wanted to hide something. In the next scene, we see Elodie's marriage to the prince. Elodie is taken to the mountains with the prince, where she saw fire a few days ago. The prince had already told Elodie that there would be some rituals there. They reach a cave inside the mountain, where the people of this kingdom were already waiting for them. The queen tells Elodie that a dragon lives in this cave, which had caused a lot of destruction in their kingdom 100 years ago. Then one day, our king decided to take revenge on her. He came to this cave to fight her, but this dragon was very dangerous. No one could ever defeat her, not even our king. To save his life, our king made a deal with her, that he would give his 3 daughters to this dragon. After that, the dragon never attacked our kingdom again. Since that day, we have been performing this ritual. The queen put a cut on both Prince and Elodie's hands and joined their hands. She tells them that from now on, you both have become one. The prince carries Elodie in his arms. Elodie was embarrassed but also very happy because she didn't know what was going to happen to her the next second. The prince picked up Elodie and dropped her in a pit. As soon as she fell, Elodie fainted. When she regains consciousness, she shouts for help. The sleeping dragon, hearing her voice, awakens. When no one comes to help Elodie, she decides to climb up, but the place was very slippery, and she was falling down again and again. We see that there was a lot of girls' stuff lying around here. Suddenly, Elodie saw fire in the air. As soon as she looks, she sees that some flying insects have burned to death. The fire was from the dragon. Elodie was terrified to see the dragon. The dragon asks her, "What is your name?" After telling the dragon her name, the dragon tells her, "You have come here under a deal. In return, I will kill you today because I smell royal blood from you." Before anything bad happens to Elodie, she runs away from there. The dragon sees her running away and attacks her with fire. While running away, Elodie comes to a small cave, but she could not escape the dragon's fire completely. Her foot was badly burnt. She tears off part of her clothes and ties the wound on her foot. Elodie could not give up. She had to escape at any cost. She gets up and starts exploring the place. On the way, she sees a blue light. Following that light, when she gets close to it, the blue light coming from the tree was actually some small glowing insects on that tree. Elodie tears off her dress again and makes a pouch. She traps a lot of insects inside it so that when she walks ahead, they work as a lamp for her. A little further on, Elodie finds a small waterfall. She opens her mouth to drink water, but then the dragon appears and attacks her with fire. To save herself, Elodie runs away again. Elodie hides in a small cave. Inside the small cave, Elodie sees names of many girls carved into the walls, realizing that many girls must have been sacrificed here. Exhausted by everything, she falls asleep. When she wakes up, she notices that all the insects she had collected in her pouch are sitting on her wound. Nervously, Elodie picks up the insects, and to her surprise, she sees that her wound has healed completely. These insects were more useful than she had thought. She continues on her way, using the insects as her light source. On a small stone, she finds a map showing how to escape from the cave. Following it, she tries to find her way out, but the path is filled with sharp stones. With great difficulty and without caring about her pain, she climbs up and finally finds a way out. But the place is very dangerous. There is no safe way to descend from the top of the mountain. Now she was crying, desperate to shout for help, but no one could hear her from such a height. And in the meantime, the dragon appears in front of her again. Before the dragon can attack her, no matter how much you run, no one has ever been able to escape from this place. Elodie hears her dad's voice from the cave below. The dragon, hearing this as well, moves up and down to find Elodie's dad. Elodie, seizing the opportunity, also descends to find her father. Along the way, she sees a lot of gold and 3 broken dragon eggs. Realizing that the queen's story was only half true, she understands that the dragon wasn't merely killing out of malice. When the king had come to the cave years ago, he had found 3 dragon eggs, and in his greed, he killed the dragon's offspring. The dragon has been seeking revenge ever since. The scene shifts to the past, showing the king begging the dragon for his life. The dragon had told the king, "I want to see you suffer. I will need 3 children from each generation of yours. After taking their sacrifice, I will let you and your kingdom live in peace." Back in the present, Elodie's dad is calling out for his daughter when the dragon appears before him. He bravely tells the dragon, "I have come to take my daughter back. Even if I have to fight you for this, I am ready." The dragon responds, "Then call your daughter here." Elodie's dad shouts loudly, "Elodie, wherever you are, don't come here." Enraged, the dragon stabs one of her claws into Elodie's dad's chest. Seeing her father dying before her eyes, Elodie lets out a scream, distracting the dragon. While the dragon searches for her, Elodie rushes to her dad. With his dying breath, he tells her, "I am dying because of my sins, but you must live. Go. Your mother and sister are waiting for you on our ship." After he dies, Elodie moves forward, determined to escape. Using the chain they had used to enter, Elodie begins to climb out of the cave. The dragon, seeing her escape, repeatedly attacks with fire. Avoiding the flames with all her might, Elodie somehow manages to get out of the cave. She quickly mounts her dad's horse and gallops away. The dragon chases her, breathing fire. Elodie gets off the horse and hides in the mountains. The dragon, unable to see her, burns the horse in anger. In the distant palace, the queen is watching all of this. Elodie's sister, who was watching the fire in the mountains from the ship, is suddenly kidnapped by the queen. The queen's plan was to offer Elodie's sister to the dragon instead of Elodie, to save her kingdom from the dragon's wrath. When Elodie's mother tries to save her daughter, the queen stabs her and escapes with Elodie's sister. The next day, Elodie reaches the ship and finds her injured mother, who reassures her, "I am absolutely fine. I will take care of myself. Go, find your sister, whom she is going to sacrifice in front of the dragon instead of you." Without wasting any time, she heads to the cave. At the cave, the queen cuts both her own hand and Elodie's sister's hand, mixing their blood and throwing it into the pit below. The dragon catches Elodie's sister, but by this time, Elodie has also reached the cave. Unnoticed by anyone, Elodie begins preparing herself. She brings a lot of glowing insects with her, takes her dad's sword, and gathers some weapons that could be useful in fighting the dragon. In the scene, the dragon has not yet killed Elodie's sister. The dragon, sitting with her dead children, tells Elodie's sister, "Your elders killed my children, and now I will kill their daughter Elodie, and make them suffer as I did." As the dragon moves to the other side to find her, Elodie reaches her sister. Before Elodie can save her sister and take her away, the dragon returns. Elodie tells the dragon, "We were lied to. We were told that you attacked their kingdom, but the truth is they killed your children." The dragon responds, "Whatever the truth, if they are your elders, then I will take revenge on you." Elodie insists, "No, we are not their children." But before she can explain further, the dragon attacks her with fire. Elodie, trying to save herself, falls into the water. Now in immense pain, the dragon grabs her again and injures her with a claw. In a desperate move to protect herself, Elodie attacks the dragon's eye with her sword. The dragon, enraged by the attack, throws Elodie aside and breathes fire at her. However, the dragon's own fire reflects off the stones, burning her badly. The dragon is deeply hurt and in agony. Elodie shows the dragon the wound on her hand, explaining, "Just as they cut us and mixed their blood with ours to make it royal, we are not their true children. They live in peace in their homes while sacrificing innocent girls like us. You have not punished them, but just like they killed your children, you are now killing someone else's." Upon hearing this, the dragon is saddened and tells Elodie, "My punishment should be death, so kill me." But Elodie does not kill the dragon. Instead, she uses the small healing insects she had collected to heal the dragon's wounds. Elodie then sets off to confront the real traitors, the prince and queen in the kingdom. Meanwhile, the prince is preparing to sacrifice another girl in the same manner. Elodie arrives and tells the girl the truth, urging her to run away. Elodie then addresses everyone, saying that anyone who wishes to save their life should leave. The queen, furious, exclaims, "Oh girl, what do you think? If you've survived the dragon, you can scare us? What harm will you do to us alone?" Elodie confidently replies, "I am not alone." As she says this, the dragon, now flying in the sky, descends upon the palace. The dragon destroys the entire palace along with the royal family, finally fulfilling her revenge. In the last scene, Elodie, her sister, and her mother are seen in the kingdom, preparing to return home. Elodie tells her mother, "I am sure that you, with the treasure of this kingdom in place of my dad, will run our kingdom very well." Her mother smiles, pleased with Elodie's words, and they set off for their home. The dragon, now bonded with Elodie, accompanies them, and with this, the story ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Follow for more videos.